So here we are again with another one of our great partners. So before we even jump in, why don't you introduce yourself and let them know, so they'll hear you right away.
Okay, well, my name is Ruud Harmsen. I'm the CEO and founder of Fairbanks. Fairbanks is the Dutch IT company in the Netherlands, and well, we are already about 4 years very active on OpenStack.
So you've been in this space for now a long time then?
Already a long time, yes.
4 years is
right.
A long time in the OpenStack space.
It is.
So you've seen the transition of OpenStack from, we're not so sure, and 75 people to show, to 6,000 and it moving to the enterprise.
That's right.
And that has to have a great impact on how you do your business today.
That's correct, because in the early beginnings, it was not. We were not talking about production. We were talking about proof of concepts, etc., just testing a little, and now we do real implementations on productions. So that's what we really want, because there we can make our money with.
Otherwise, we're not in for charity.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, we love our customers, but. So I know that as we see a transition into like the open source space, and OpenStack, historically the enterprise has said, I don't know if I can do open source. There's security issues, I have concerns about manageability, things like that. How have you found that you're able to address that? And as OpenStack has matured, has that helped you?
Yeah, absolutely. If we go a little bit backwards, about 4 years ago, it was our blue ocean strategy, because we saw that closed source and open source becomes closely together. And if you talk about closed source, companies can't choose. They don't have. You have a vendor lock-in, and now you see all the CIOs and all the technical people in companies. They don't want to work with closed source anymore, because it has to be quicker, faster. Implementations must be faster. So the only way to do that is choose for open source, and that's what we recognize in our business.
So, and I think that goes across the entire gamut of IT, whether it's for compute. I mean, virtualization obviously had a huge impact in changing the way we did.
Correct.
In the software-defined space, that umbrella term of software-defined.
That's very nice. Software-defined.
We love software-defined.
We love software-defined.
So then we got networking, we get into storage space. Obviously, storage space, we did some announcements today and this week around Edge and our object store, specifically to work with OpenStack and things like that. So I think if you're driving into that space and you need to tell an enterprise, what is your 20-second pitch of this is why you should look at a software-defined thing versus that vendor lock-in that you spoke of?
Well, I think the most important thing is a vendor lock-in. But what we see now, if you talk about OpenStack, it's already in production. And I think that's the main part for companies to step into the world of software-defined, because it's working in production. We can prove it as a company with our customers and show them that it's really are in production. So that's my pitch on saying now you can step into software-defined. No problem at all.
So for the people who don't get to make it to a show like this, I mean, beautiful Vancouver, absolutely beautiful weather. I mean, it's not as rainy and dreary as the Netherlands.
No.
So you get the beautiful weather here in Vancouver. Why would you say somebody should come to the next OpenStack Summit? What are they missing out that they're not here? I mean, next one's in Tokyo, and then we'll see after that. But why should they come? Why should they be here?
Well, I don't know what the weather will be in Tokyo at the time when the summit will be there.
They're not going to be here.
So
for
if
the
we talk about the weather, I can't promise you anything. But I really believe that if we talk about OpenStack and we talk about development within the community, you really have to be there, because I believe that if you want to do something in the future as a company, your business should be based on open source technology. And then if you talk about open source and if you talk about cloud, then OpenStack should be the platform. And then you have to be at Tokyo.
And if you're not going there, you're going to get left behind.
But then we
as a company.
And then as a company, and we can explain what happens in Tokyo, and we would love to explain them and make money out of it. Because that's what we are here.
That's why we love it. Well, thank you so much for coming by and chatting with us.
Thank you.
So we look forward to seeing everybody in Tokyo
Thank
at
you.
the next summit and working with both you and I with Software Defined.
Should be great. Thank you very much.